What I am about to share with you today is not something I planned lightly. I was called to create this reading. Something kept pulling at me, nudging me, whispering, there are people who need to hear this right now. And I believe with everything in me that you are one of those people. You didn't find this reading by accident. You were guided here, divinely led to this exact moment, this exact message, because the universe has something urgent it needs you to know. Before we begin, I want you to take only what resonates with you. Not everything I say will land for everyone, and that is perfectly okay. Trust your gut. Trust what makes your heart skip. Trust what gives you chills or brings unexpected tears to your eyes. Because that is your soul recognizing its own truth. Leave behind anything that doesn't feel aligned. This is your reading and your intuition is your compass. Now, are you ready? Because I need you to really be present for this. I need you to put down whatever is distracting you. I need you to sit with me in this space and truly receive what is coming through. Because the cards have spoken, and God, the universe, the divine, whatever name you call that higher power, has told me to warn you, not to frighten you, not to fill you with anxiety, but to prepare you to make sure that when the door opens, you are standing right there, hand on the knob, ready to walk through. You are about to receive wealth that has no obvious source. And I know how that sounds. I know it sounds impossible. I know that the logical part of your brain is already trying to argue with me, already listing all the reasons why that can't be true for you specifically. But I need you to silence that voice for just a little while, because logic is not what governs divine timing. Faith is, and you have been faithful for so long. You have been patient through things that would have broken other people. You have kept going when giving up would have been so much easier. And the universe has seen every single moment of that struggle, every tear you cried alone, every bill you stared at, every prayer you whispered when you weren't even sure anyone was listening. If someone was listening, and the answer is coming. I pulled 3 cards for this collective reading, and the moment they came out of the deck, I felt my hands tremble, not in fear, in awe, because these 3 cards together form a message so clear, so powerful, so undeniable that I could not sit with it alone. I had to bring it to you. So let's go into this together, card by card, layer by layer, and let the divine speak directly to your soul. The first card that revealed itself is the Wheel of Fortune, and I want you to feel the weight of this card for a moment before I even describe it. The Wheel of Fortune is one of the most significant cards in the entire tarot deck. It is not a card that appears for small situations. It does not show up for minor shifts. When the Wheel of Fortune comes through in a reading, it is because something massive is turning in your life, something cosmic, something that has been set into motion by forces far greater than anything you or I could orchestrate on our own. Picture this card in your mind, a great wheel, spinning endlessly, decorated with sacred symbols, with figures rising and falling along its edges. At the top of the wheel sits a sphinx, regal and wise, watching everything. Around the wheel are the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, representing balance and divine order. And this wheel, it never stops turning. It is always in motion. And right now for you, that wheel is spinning upward. You are rising. You are being carried by the momentum of something you cannot yet see, but that is absolutely, undeniably real. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that your circumstances are about to change dramatically and rapidly, not slowly, not gradually, with small incremental steps that you can plan and predict. No, this is the kind of change that happens suddenly, like a snap of fingers, like a bolt of lightning illuminating a dark sky. One day things look one way, and then, almost before you can process it, everything is different. This is what is coming for you. A sudden, dramatic, almost shocking shift in your financial reality. I want you to understand something important about this card. The Wheel of Fortune is deeply connected to fate and divine timing. When it appears, it means that luck, true, cosmic, God-given luck, is actively working in your favor right now. You may have been waiting a long time for a breakthrough. You may have tried so many things and felt like nothing was moving, like you were pushing against a wall, but that wall is about to crumble. Not because you pushed harder, but because the timing has finally aligned. Because the universe has looked at your patience, your faith, your endurance, and said, enough. It's time. Open the floodgates. This card is also deeply associated with cycles. And I believe that for many of you watching this, you are at the very end of a difficult cycle. A cycle of lack. A cycle of struggle. A cycle of feeling like you were always one step behind. Always scrambling, always worried about money in a way that kept you up at night and heavy in the morning. That cycle is closing. And when a cycle closes under the Wheel of Fortune, it doesn't just gently end. It ends with force. It ends with abundance rushing in to fill every space that the struggle once occupied. The universe doesn't do things halfway. When it decides to bless you, it blesses you overwhelmingly. Pay attention in the coming days and weeks to repetitive numbers appearing around you. On clocks, license plates, receipts, phone numbers. These are not coincidences. They are signals. They are the universe sending you confirmation that the wheel is turning. They are God saying, I see you, I am with you. Stay ready. When you see these numbers, don't brush them off. Pause. Take a breath. Say thank you. Because gratitude opens the channels through which blessing flows. And I want to address something that the Wheel of Fortune is whispering specifically to those of you who have been feeling hopeless lately. Those of you who have wondered if things will ever change. Those of you who have prayed the same prayer so many times that the words feel hollow now because you've been waiting so long for the answer. The Wheel of Fortune is your answer. It is the universe reaching through this reading to grab you by the shoulders and say, just hold on a little longer, because what is coming will make everything you've been through make sense. Every setback was a setup. Every door that closed was protecting you from something lesser, while something greater was being prepared. The second card that came through for you is the Ace of Pentacles. And if the Wheel of Fortune made me feel awe, this card made me feel pure, overwhelming joy on your behalf. Because the Ace of Pentacles is one of the most beautiful financial omens in the entire tarot deck. It is a card of new beginnings in the material world. New money, new opportunity, new abundance, flowing in from a direction you may never have anticipated. Visualize this card with me. A hand emerges from a cloud. Divine, otherworldly, not belonging to any ordinary person. And in that hand is a single golden pentacle gleaming perfect offered to you. Below the hand is a lush garden, overflowing with white flowers in full bloom. And through an archway in that garden, mountains rise in the distance, representing the heights you are about to reach. Everything about this card speaks of gift, of offering, of something being handed to you from above. This is the card of unexpected financial gifts. And I want you to sit with that phrase for a moment. Unexpected financial gifts. Not money you worked for in the traditional sense. Not a paycheck you clocked hours to earn. But money that appears in your life in ways that surprise you. A message you weren't expecting. A call that changes everything. An email that arrives on a Tuesday afternoon when you were just going about your normal day, and suddenly nothing is normal anymore because the financial breakthrough you've been praying for has just knocked on your door. The Ace of Pentacles is whispering about several specific channels through which this unexpected wealth might flow. For some of you, it will come through a person. Someone in your life, perhaps someone you haven't spoken to in a while, perhaps someone completely new who is about to enter your world will bring financial opportunity with them. It might be a partnership, it might be a job offer, it might be someone saying, I believe in what you're doing and I want to invest. Pay attention to the people showing up in your life right now. Don't dismiss new connections as casual. Every person coming into your orbit at this moment is potentially carrying something for you. For others, the Ace of Pentacles is pointing towards something you have already created or already possess, a talent, a skill, an idea, a piece of creative work that is about to be recognized in a way that generates income. Some of you have been doing something you love, something that comes naturally to you, and you've never thought of it as a real income source. The universe is about to prove you wrong. What you considered a hobby or a side thing or just something you're good at is about to become a significant source of financial blessing. Your ideas have value. Your creativity has value. Your unique way of seeing and experiencing the world has value, and the world is about to start paying you for it. There are also those of you for whom the Ace of Pentacles is pointing towards something more literal, a refund, a rebate, a return of money that you thought was gone, old debts being forgiven, financial situations that were once complicated becoming suddenly, inexplicably resolved, assets you forgot about or didn't realize you had becoming suddenly lucrative, inheritances, gifts, windfalls. The Ace of Pentacles covers all of it because it is the card of abundance arriving in physical form, and the universe is creative in how it delivers that abundance. I also want to speak to something very specific that this card is bringing through, the concept of passive income. For so many of you, part of this financial shift is going to involve money that flows to you without active labor, royalties, digital products, investments that begin to perform, content that continues generating revenue long after you created it. The seed you plant today, whether that's a creative project, an investment, a new skill you're learning, may become the tree that shades you financially for years to come. The Ace of Pentacles is asking you to plant the seed, to take the first small action, because a small action taken in divine timing can trigger rewards that seem completely disproportionate to the effort involved. This is not luck in the ordinary sense. This is God-level favor multiplying what you offer. And for those of you who have been afraid to take a chance on something, on a new opportunity, a new venture, a new path that seems uncertain, the Ace of Pentacles is your green light. This card does not just predict abundance, it invites it. It says that the opportunity that feels almost too good to be true might not be too good to be true at all. It might just be the answer to the prayer you've been praying. It might just be the divine showing off on your behalf. The third and final card that has come through for this reading is the Star. And I want you to know that when I turn this card over, after everything that had already come through with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles, I had to just pause. I had to just sit in silence for a moment and honor what the universe was trying to say, because the star is the card of divine hope fulfilled. It is the card of healing after hardship. It is the card that follows the storm and says the skies have cleared. You made it through. Now look up. Look at what is waiting for you. The Star shows a woman kneeling by the water's edge, completely unguarded, completely open, pouring 2 pitchers of water, one onto the land, one back into the water. Above her, a large star blazes in the night sky, surrounded by 7 smaller stars. Everything about this image is peace. Everything about this image is trust. The woman is not grasping. She is not forcing. She is not straining or pushing or demanding. She is simply open, open to receiving, open to the flow of divine grace. And this is the message that the Star has for you right now in this precise moment of your life. You are being asked to open, to release the grip of worry and fear and the desperate need to control how your blessing arrives. Because the more tightly you hold, the more you obstruct the flow. The Star is telling you that what is coming for you is real, it is confirmed, it is already in motion. But it will flow most naturally when you allow yourself to simply trust. The Star is deeply connected to what I can only describe as divine favor, that special kind of blessing that cannot be explained by logic or effort or strategy. The kind of blessing that makes people say, how did that happen for them? The kind of favor that opens doors that should be closed, that makes the right people notice you at the right moment, that causes a stranger to say your name in a room you never knew existed and set something extraordinary into motion. This is the kind of favor that is currently surrounding you right now, in this season of your life. I want to speak particularly to those of you who have been through something very dark recently, something that shook your faith, something that made you question whether God or the universe even remembers your name. Maybe it was a financial collapse. Maybe it was a loss of something or someone you counted on. Maybe it was a period of such profound uncertainty that you didn't know how you would make it through, and yet somehow you did. The star sees that, the star honors that survival, and the star is coming through in this reading to tell you that your suffering was not purposeless, it was not random, it was not a sign that you were forgotten or unloved or undeserving. It was preparation. It was the dark that makes the light mean something. It was the winter that makes spring feel miraculous. The star also speaks of intuition being heightened during this period. Many of you are going to begin experiencing unusual clarity, moments of inspiration that feel like they come from nowhere but carry within them the seeds of enormous possibility. A sudden idea that makes your heart race, a vision in a dream that feels more real than waking life, a thought that arrives complete, fully formed, as if placed directly in your mind by something beyond you. Pay attention to these moments. Write them down. Don't dismiss them as fantasy, because when the star is active in your life, the line between divine inspiration and practical opportunity becomes very thin. What looks like imagination may actually be instruction. Recurring dreams of abundance are another sign. This card brings to light dreams of water, of coins, of open fields, of light, of climbing higher than you've ever been. These are not just dreams, they are previews. They are the subconscious mind receiving what the conscious mind is not yet ready to hold. When you wake from these dreams, don't shake them off. Sit with them. Let them remind you of what is possible. Let them be the evidence your faith needs when the day gets hard and doubt creeps in. The star also carries within it a profound message about generosity. Many of you have been generous even in your own lack. You've given when you had little. You've helped others even when you were quietly struggling yourself. And this is not a small thing. This is one of the most powerful spiritual laws in existence. What you give with an open heart returns to you multiplied. Your generosity has not been lost. It has been accumulating interest in the divine economy, and it is about to be paid back to you in ways that will genuinely astonish you. The universe is meticulous. It keeps precise records, and your account is full. I also want to address the emotional shift that comes with the star, because it is just as important as the material blessings this card promises. Many of you are going to begin to feel different very soon. A lifting of heaviness that you've been carrying so long, you forgot what it felt like to live without it. A return of confidence and self-worth that allows you to walk into spaces and attract opportunities naturally, effortlessly, the way wealth naturally gravitates toward those who believe they are deserving of it. This shift in your inner world is not separate from your financial breakthrough. It is part of it. It is one of the primary mechanisms through which the blessing will arrive. So let me bring this all together for you now, because I need you to understand the full picture of what these three cards are saying when they speak as one unified message. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that the cycle is turning, that what has been moving against you is now moving toward you, and that the speed and scale of this change is going to be breathtaking. The Ace of Pentacles is telling you that the wealth is tangible, it is real, it is coming in physical form through specific channels, people, opportunities, creativity, gifts, unexpected financial windfalls, and that you need to stay awake and alert to the signs. And the star is telling you that you are divinely protected and favored in this process, that your openness and trust will be your greatest asset, and that the very suffering you've endured has been the forge in which your blessing was being shaped. God told me to warn you because warning is an act of love. Warning means stay ready. Don't miss this. Don't be so caught up in the story of your lack that you fail to see the abundance knocking at your door. And that is exactly what I am doing right now. I am sounding the alarm, not in fear, but in excitement, in urgency, in the breathless wonder of someone who can see what's coming for you even before you can fully see it yourself. Your bank account is going to shift, maybe through something you could not have predicted, a message that arrives, a call that changes your trajectory, a person who walks into your life carrying something meant specifically for you, maybe through something small that grows into something staggering, because that is how divine multiplication works. Maybe through something that makes absolutely no logical sense, because God is not limited by logic. God is limited by nothing. And God has decided that it is your time. Watch for the signs because they are already appearing around you. Repeated numbers, meaningful coincidences, conversations that circle back to the same themes, dreams that linger into the morning, a sense of something shifting that you can't quite name but can absolutely feel. These are not your imagination. These are the universe leaving a trail for you to follow. Breadcrumbs of blessing laid out by a loving divine hand that wants nothing more than to see you thriving. And please, don't let fear make you miss this. Don't let past disappointment convince you that this time is just like all the other times, because it isn't. These cards don't lie. This energy doesn't lie. This moment in your life is different from what came before it, even if it doesn't look different yet from the outside. The change is happening on the inside first, in the invisible realm, in the spiritual architecture of your reality, and the physical manifestation is following. It is only a matter of when. Someone is going to praise your work, and that praise will open a door. Someone is going to offer you something, and instead of saying it's too good to be true, you are going to say thank you. You are going to say yes. You are going to receive it with open hands and an open heart, because the star has given you the courage to receive, and the Ace of Pentacles has prepared the way, and the Wheel of Fortune has turned, and the whole cosmic machinery of divine blessing is in full motion on your behalf. A small action you take today, a conversation you start, an idea you write down, a message you send, a door you knock on, may be the trigger for something enormous. Do not underestimate the power of one aligned action taken in a moment of divine timing. The universe is watching for your participation. It is waiting for you to take the steps so it can open the floodgates. Be bold, be brave, trust the whisper, trust the nudge, trust the clarity when it comes, because it is not random. It is directed. It is specific. It is for you. And to those of you who are sitting with this right now, quietly hoping, quietly wondering if this could really be for you, let me be as clear as I have ever been in any reading I have ever done. Yes, this is for you. You were guided here. You were meant to receive this message at exactly this time. Your name is written in the abundance that is coming. Your hands were made to hold it. Your life was designed to include this chapter of blessing, and that chapter begins now, right now. In this moment of receiving and believing, the warning has been delivered. The message has been given. The divine has spoken. And now, beloved, all that remains is for you to open your arms and receive what has always been yours.